Smoke paprika, salt. You're going low and slow. 225. 12 to 16 hours.
Somebody has radio on. Lisa, is that your radio?
Oh,
Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, President.
Good morning online. Paul, Whitney, and Teresa. Just wanted to acknowledge that Innisfil is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history. The Rotary Club of Innisfil also acknowledges that this land is the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe peoples, the Bowsley First Nations, and the Chippewas Grama First Nation and Chippewas Georgina Island First Nations, and we thank them for generations of stewardship. This meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people, and as settlers, we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. The Rotary Club of Innisfil acknowledges the forced sacrifices that are the foundation of Canadian society today. We're dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in a spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. We all rise for the singing of O Canada. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Okay. Before we get started, today is a very important day for Innisfil. It's not only are we truly celebrating the 13 years of leadership we've had before, but we're actually pushing forward toward leadership for the next 13 and beyond. Love, it's a great opportunity for people to step up into a new role and help continue the leadership of this club and making sure that we're sustainable for many, many years to come. I heard great news, and I'm not going to take away from the thunder of our Sergeant at Arms, but you may appreciate this. On the radio, they were talking about how RVH has now reached top accreditation with the province of Ontario. Celebrated as one of the top hospitals. That's fantastic. Congratulations to Katie and all those involved with RVH. I know quite a few of them are here. So that's awesome. But I'm going to pass things over to Al for a little bit of Sergeant at Arms talk.
Good morning, President Tim. Good morning, fellow Rotarians. It's a special welcome to a special guest this morning, Jameson. Hi, good morning, and welcome to our Rotary Club. It's great to have you here.
yes.
Are you enjoying your breakfast? Okay. Well, it's good. It's good to see you. And don't hesitate after the meeting to go over and say hello to Jameson. Okay. Thanks for coming, buddy. Okay. And on the screen we've got Teresa, and who else have we got on the screen?
Whitney and Paul.
Whitney, Paul, Teresa, thank you for joining us on Zoom. Nice to see you this morning. Mr. Hardy, welcome. Nice to see you, a friend of our club. But a special lady here this morning, who we've known for quite a few years in our town, shows up. And the last time you were here, you were a staff sergeant. You're now an inspector. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So as you know, or you may not know, Chief Van Dyke is a member of our Rotary Club. And when he can't come, he sends a designate. And you're here this morning. Unfortunately, it's a dry morning. We're going to be talking about administration then, but we want you just to relax, take it easy, enjoy your breakfast. And please let your people know, both your sworn officers and your civilians, how much we at Rotary appreciate what they do.
Here, here.
Okay, it's good to see you. Just a couple of quick things. As Tim says, this morning is really important. This meeting is probably one of the most important meetings Rotary has. It sets the tone of the year, where we're going, who our leaders are, who's going to run our committees. We're going to hear from Debbie this morning. So this is an important meeting this morning. I just wanted to touch about the polar dip on Saturday at Friday Harbor. Hey, you were in the water on Saturday.
Sure was.
How did you find it?
Well, I couldn't feel my toes.
Really?
But it was great. I jumped in with my friend holding hands, and
Yeah.
she was closer to the ladder, so she climbed out first.
Yeah.
And she missed a step and fell back on me, so I jumped twice. Super great.
Well, way to go. Good for you.
And I bet you that if your husband had not proposed, or your fiance had not proposed, you'd be pushing him in first and dunking him under,
100%
but.
From the higher ledge.
Well, and Katie, your husband and your dad went in, right?
My sister, my
Sister.
brother-in-law,
The whole family.
everybody.
But Katie, I didn't see you in there.
She was
That's right.
working.
Yeah, all right, all right.
I was working, guys.
Yeah.
Katie was working. So for those of you who don't know, we had a small team, an RDH Foundation team, raising money for our new South Campus here in Innisfil. We're going to have our hospital here in Innisfil. And Ann Smith was part of that team, and Ann joined me. And I just want to say from Ann and I to all of you who supported us with your donations, with your support, I want to thank you so very, very much. Between Ann and I, we have just a little shy of $10,000. Thoughts on the morning?
It was a lot of fun. I have to share this one funny story though. I told you yesterday, Katie. There was a RVH photographer there. And apparently she said the same thing to Al too. I didn't realize until afterwards. She said to me before I went in, she goes, Anne, can you stay in the water for a few seconds? Because I have to change the lens on my camera. And I was like, seriously? So I came up and I was kind of looking around, didn't see it. I thought, no, I'm just going to get out.
Well, I wasn't lucky because when I went in, and it was cold. I mean, the water was really, really cold, but there was no wind. So we were really lucky. But I came up, I went over to the ladder, and the RVH photographer was getting shots. And then and she says, hold on, Al, and she shook his head. And I think I was, oh, gee, but that was a real.
We think she should do the joke next
Oh,
year,
we
and then she will ask people again.
And
She needs 2 cameras. Pick her up a
Yeah.
second camera.
Yes.
So next year, if things go according to our plan, not written in stone yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be okay. We're going to have myself and Ann Smith. And we didn't know that. Did you?
No, just till now.
And we're going to have Pam Ross, the chair of the foundation. We're going to have Jason Rayner, who's now vice president for communications at the hospital, and John Bessard. So we're going to have 5 of us next year. And our goal next year is we're each going to get $5,000. So I'm hoping we can ramp this up to 25 grand for next year. But I really want to thank all of you for your support and your donations. It's really wonderful. It wasn't a Rotary thing, but our Rotarians always come through for really good things. So from Ann and I to all of you, thank you so very, very much. That's it for this morning, Tim.
Chief, that he is expected to join that team.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be happy as long as.
There you go.
It's already written down.
Just
Why don't
put it
you-
in his calendar.
There's training with some of the officers about, cold weather and cold water. Maybe he's taking that training, so.
Actually, we had 4 officers doing the cold water training earlier in the month when it was a cold day, but they all had a smile on their faces, seemed to be enjoying it, so better than the beat.
My wife's gone to those retreats where they actually ask you to take an ice bath, probably not where near as cold as jumping into Simcoe. But, they say it's supposed to be invigorating.
It's invigorating.
I do it on fundraising, but I would not do it just for pleasure. That's
Oh, I
for sure.
forgot to mention, so they had a hot tub there. So we came out, and because there was no wind, we were able to stand around, talk for a few minutes, soaking wet, get the cold, but not bad. But we got in the hot tub, and it was lovely. It was fabulous.
Oh, yeah, we're after that, yeah. I'm going to be passing things over to our past president, Ann Smith, who's going to be running this part. But I was just going to say before that, before she asked me to do a bit of a preamble, which is fine. So if you're still uncertain, but whether stepping into a leadership role is right for you, just realize that you have years and years of people within this club who provide guidance and opportunity for you to learn. Stepping into a new committee role allows you to learn more about Rotary, learn more about your community, learn more about your members, and really find that way to step up. And you'll find that your own skills adapt as a result of you stepping into this role. So I highly encourage you, if you're on the fence about stepping up, take that plunge, because you've got the people here to help you make it work. And on to you. No.
Thank you, President Tim.
Okay, good morning, everyone. You know, we've held several sessions over the last couple of months to give our members a better understanding of what our committees are all about, to give people an opportunity to decide which committee works best for them. That will continue throughout the year, and our chairs will be quite willing to talk to anybody who's interested in joining any committee. So thank you to everyone for sharing your thoughts about your current positions and reaching out to confirm your plans for the 2023-2024 Rotary year. The General Assembly is an important meeting because it gives us the opportunity to develop a strong leadership background for our club. We'll call for nominees. And in an effort to help with succession planning and building a pipeline for the future, each chair will be asked to share very brief comments about the position so we all have a better understanding of what is involved in the role. So we're going to start with President-elect. In 2022, Debbie Savick was elected as President-elect for the 2023-2024 Rotary year. During the year, Deb's been very busy being the co-chair of the membership committee and also initiating the food pickup for Thursdays for the Boy Scout fridges. Thank you, Debbie, for doing that. So I'm going to invite Debbie up to share a couple of comments, or you can stand there. You don't have to get up, on your thoughts for the upcoming Rotary year.
Morning, everybody. Thank you, President Tim and Rotarians for trusting me to be your leader for 23-24. I've been very busy educating myself about Rotary and how to assist each one of you at being the best representatives in our community. I've been learning through our online modules so that I can, on a personal level, know as much as I can about Rotary, the foundation, and every possible chair position there is, and how to position our club in the community. With your help, I think we can do it together. Some thoughts on how to make this happen will be connecting with other clubs in the area. I actually have set myself up to visit the other clubs March 30th and April 5th in Barrie. A clear focus moving forward. This will help with the strategic plan so that we know what we're doing for the next 3 to 5 years. Concentrate on awareness. So who we are, what we do. We'll be doing this with our four planned events. Do we have 4? 4? 3?
Yes,
3. And actually, we were going to do the fun run, but unfortunately, we just don't have enough time to do that this year. So it's booked for next year. And I thought that instead of doing something like that, since the majority of our club are females, that we do something like Ladies in the Tent for awareness. So that maybe we could do something like that in June. Do it up at the police station outside or outside town hall. So if there's people who would want to get involved with that.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I find the Y is good too.
So just for something to make everybody aware of who we are and what we do. Design and implement processes for each program area. So in membership, we've designed a process for onboarding, and we want to make sure that that continues as we go. And if there's any other processes that we can get into place. I've noticed in the last year, being on the board and with everything else, trying to get information is sometimes very difficult because members have it on their own drives. It's in a Google Doc that I can't access. So if it can be all put on Club Runner, that would be great. So everybody and the next chairs can access it. Increase membership. So invitation to a broader sector, including corporations. I know that we have 1 or 2 on board right now, but I'd like to expand it because we have a lot of industry in our area. Well, not a lot, but enough that if we approach them, that again, maybe they can have designates like the Simcoe Police can come in. And then that makes for less obligation for us as a small 30-member group. When it comes to events, we have a broader group of people to come in. Increase the use of Club Runner training so that we can use it as a portal to send information to our members in a timely manner. I know that there's a lot of people who don't use Club Runner all the time, but I think that everybody should use it so that we can get all on board and know what's coming up. And again, to be more proactive than reactive with events and community requests. So, and then making coming to our weekly meetings somewhere you want to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Looking forward to that. Okay, moving on to our president-elect position, which means president for the Rotary year 2024-2025. Any nominations?
I nominate Susie.
Are there any other nominations? Okay. Susie, do you accept the position of president-elect?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, Susie, with no objection, you are elected to the position of president-elect for the Rotary Club of Innisfil. Would you like to say a couple of words?
Sure.
Whitney says yay, Susie.
Thank you for the nomination. I'm really honored to accept that. I have been president in the past, and it's been 10 years, so I'll need to regroup and get back into the swing of it again. But the core group of us that were there 10 years ago are still here, and I feel like we have a lot of good within our group already, and we'll just expand from that and do better every year. So thank you for that.
Can I just add, Susie, you were president in our 3rd year, right?
Yep.
And she was a lady that helped make this place a success. And we're so lucky to have you back. We really are.
Yes.
And if there's anyone else that comes in the meantime, really wants this position, I'm not opposed to giving it up.
Oh, Jenny, you're doing it.
No. You're done.
Careful timing.
There's somebody on chat, so.
It was Whitney.
Oh, okay.
She just said yay, Susie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Susie. Sergeant at Arms.
Oh,
Al, I understand you are willing to stand as Sergeant at Arms.
oh. If you'll have me, I've been doing it a long time,
Yes.
but if there's someone else interested, if no one wants to do the job, I'll do it.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none. Al, thank you for continuing the role and ask you to share a little bit of information about what it means to be Sergeant at Arms.
Okay, very briefly, the Sergeant at Arms is a member of the board. He or she attends all regular meetings, board meetings, and emergency meetings. His job is to help maintain an orderly, dignified, and effective Rotary Club meeting. One that will make the right impression on club members, visitors, and guests. Be constantly on the alert to prevent any occurrences that may detract from the dignity and prestige associated with the Rotary clubs. And I have to say that just doesn't happen at Rotary Club. Everything runs so well and so smoothly, and our guests are constantly saying how they enjoy coming to our meetings. Provide a pleasant and successful meeting. The actual prep, you just get the place ready. The banners after the bell goes out. One of the big things that Sergeant at Arms at Rotary does is welcome guest speakers, visitors, and guests. And any members of our club who are involved in the community, other than Rotary. I mean, we've got people here who do all kinds of things in this community, besides being a member of the Rotary Club. And I think it's good that we acknowledge them and we recognize them. That's the rest of the club see what we're doing. Most of all, especially through a cold winter, early morning at the library, we try and have fun, we try and enjoy it. And that's what I hear from people. They enjoy the meeting, they enjoy the way it goes, they enjoy getting up early in the morning, but they enjoy the laughter here at the club. And also, Chief Van Dyke mentioned last week, he said, Al, he said, I miss coming here because I would learn something about the community when I came here. So we've got people involved in the community in a big way, and we share it all here at Rotary. So that's it.
Thank you, Al. Okay,
Some of us
treasurer.
don't like getting up, by the way.
Sorry.
Some of us don't like getting up early. I'm just saying.
Okay, moving on to the treasurer's position. Joanne, I understand you are willing to stand as treasurer.
Yes.
Are there any other nominations? No? Seeing none, Joanne, we thank you for, I know you've been handling the role for a couple of months now, but we thank you for continuing your role in that. Would you like to say anything?
I'm just glad to be here and can't think of anything at the moment, just like coming.
Well, you're doing a terrific job, Joanne, so thank you so
Agreed.
much.
You're here. Keep trouble with her.
Okay. Given that Joanne is now the treasurer, we do have a position of secretary open. So Katie, I understand you are willing to stand as secretary. Oh. Are there any other nominations for secretary? None online?
Nope.
Okay.
Whitney's just doing a fanfare. That's all.
Okay. Seeing none, Katie, we thank you for accepting this role and ask you to share a bit of information from your perspective about what it's going to mean to be the secretary.
Yeah, so I think there's some changes going on, and for me, just being able to bring my skill set to an administrative position to support this club, especially as we heard from Debbie talking about processes and procedures and using Club Runner and things like that. Just want to continue doing the good work and making sure all of our chairs and our board and all of our members are as successful as and as informed as they can be. So
thank you, Katie. Okay, community service chair. Whitney, I understand you are willing to stand as community service chair?
Yes.
Yes.
She's
Are
gonna
there
chat
any
live.
are there any other nominations for community service chair? Okay, seeing none, Whitney, we thank you for continuing your role and ask, if you're able, if Rory will allow you, if you want to share a bit of information about what it means to be the community service chair.
Sure. So for me, community service is all about finding ways to meet the needs of our community, whether that's making meals for the Troy Scott fridges or our Quiet Santa project, the food drive at Christmas, our monthly collections. It's all about just finding ways we can help our community. And I think that's kind of the point of Rotary to me. So looking to expand on our initiatives and maybe start some new ones this year.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Whitney. Okay, environmental chair. Jeff, I understand you're willing to stand as environmental chair.
Yeah, nobody else wants it, so.
Are there any other nominations? No? Seeing none, Jeff, we thank you for continuing your role and ask you to share a bit of information about what it means to be the environmental chair.
Well, we do our pitch-in day, which is a good thing for our community. And we also do the planting of the flowers at the Rotary Garden by the Y. And that's basically it. We don't do a whole lot of environmental, like there's probably more things we could be doing, but it's one of the things we do is our Rotary Garden. That's what everybody looks forward to doing. And we have lots of volunteers to come help plant flowers all the time.
Do you know when pitching day is this year?
May, usually May. When's pitching day? Yeah, you're the.
Oh.
Mother's Day weekend.
Usually Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's usually around.
So, It's, yeah, it's the week of environmental week in May. It's usually about the middle of May, is that Saturday? We'll get back to you on that.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll give you a positive answer.
I got an interesting request the other day from the Innisfil Garden Club about the Rotary Trail that I'm gonna need your support on. See, there might actually be new things for you to do.
Yeah, there was, well, we've talked about this in the past, doing the pollinator gardens around the trail.
Yep.
But it has never taken place yet.
Yeah.
So Dan
So,
and myself are gonna sit down and talk about the flowers that they've decided to use for those. Or decide, they were thinking about using, so we're gonna sit down and talk about those flowers also for the garden, so.
if I
they're
could
gonna be
be,
perennials instead of annuals, so we
Okay.
have to work at it so hard.
yeah, we'll talk about that.
Well, can we move on?
Yeah, we'll
there'll be
come back
lots
to
of
that.
Discussions
Thanks,
about
Jeff.
that, but thank you, Jeff. Okay, the next position is foundation chair. Alison is willing to stand as foundation chair. Unfortunately, she contacted me this morning. She's not well today, so she couldn't attend, but she did want me to put her name forward and she is willing to stand as the foundation chair. Are there any other nominations for foundation chair? Okay, well, seeing none, Alison, because you might see the recording,
She will.
thank you for assuming this role. And next time you're here, you can share a little bit of your thoughts about what it means to you to be the chair of foundation. So thank you. Okay, moving on, membership chair. Taya, I understand that you are willing to stand as membership chair.
Sure are.
Okay, are there any other nominations for membership chair? Okay, seeing none, Taya, thank you for assuming this role, and we ask that you share a bit of information about what it means to you to be chair of membership.
I'm excited about this. I'm currently the chair of membership for Dairy Rotaract. So I get to leave their board and graduate to the real adult club. And I'm excited that Debbie and Katie have started some good processes for new members. Part of my goal, I think, is to get Jamie on board, get your real name tag. And yeah, I'm just excited to get some new members, highlight members that we already have. It's like a successful thing we did. Rotaract is sharing pictures of our members and saying like what Rotary means to them, and got some more external engagement from that. So yeah, I'm just excited to do some new things.
Well done. Thank you, Taya. Okay, the next position is youth services. Do we have any nominations for chair of youth services?
I'll put my name forward for next year.
Okay, thank you. So are there any other nominations?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Youth services. Oh, Tim said he
I'll put my
will.
name forward
Oh,
for
Yeah,
youth
okay.
chair.
All right, well, seeing none, Tim, we thank you for
Yes.
assuming this role and ask if you'd like to share a bit of information.
We've obviously had an interesting year when it comes to youth services. But when I first joined Rotary, is one thing I mentioned is that youth are really, really important to me, and trying to create new things in this community. I've been really excited and really wanted to do more, but always felt held back. And I think that under the new leadership of Debbie, that we have a great opportunity now to begin really getting out in the community and doing more. And I look forward to driving youth services home and making sure that we've got the programming the kids need, because when we see what happened next door here with a bunch of kids vandalizing bathrooms, these are bored. And bored kids do bad things. So let's give them things to do. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, the next one is public relations. Whitney and Ryan, I understand you're willing to stand as public relation co-chairs.
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for public relations? Okay, seeing none, Whitney and Ryan, we thank you for continuing your role and ask you to share a bit of information about what it means to be the public relations chair.
Sure. I think co-chair should really be myself and Barb, if we're honest, but
Yeah,
that's okay. PR for us, it's all about getting the word out. What is Rotary? Who are we? What do we do? Spreading the word about our events, writing press releases, sharing on social media, connecting with the media, getting them to come out to our events, and just letting more people know about what we're doing.
Okay, thank you, Whitney. Okay, fundraising. Jeff, I understand you're willing to stand as fundraising chair.
Sure.
Are there any other nominations for fundraising chair?
Tell me about it. Yeah, way to go, Jeff.
Anybody online? No? Okay. Is Teresa putting her hand up or is she just playing with the keyboard?
She's knitting.
Oh.
She did a scarf for knitting.
Okay, well, if there are no other nominations, there's nothing online? No? Okay. Seeing none, Jeff, we thank you for continuing your role and ask you to share a bit of information about what it means to be the fundraising chair.
Well, doing a fundraising for the club, like we try to raise money to help the rest of the community. That's what it's all about. And more hands on deck, more money we can make, and hopefully we can be successful this year making fundraising.
This initiative going to talk about too.
Yeah, you get your job cut out.
Okay, well, thank you, Jeff. Back to Jeff again. Now the train crew chair. Jeff, I understand you're willing to stand as the train crew chair.
Sure.
Are there any other nominations for train crew chair?
Anybody new want to do something? Paul?
Okay. Seeing no other nominations, Jeff, we thank you for continuing your role as train crew chair and ask you to share a little bit of information about what it means to be the train crew chair. That's hard to say.
It's making sure the train is feasible to be towed every time. We put on safety chains and we've made it so it's safer for everybody. And we're going to do some work on it this year and for our up and coming sessions for the train, like the Canada Day Parade and Christmas food drives and stuff like that, and whatever else the train is requested for. So,
thank you. Okay, moving on. The next one is administration chair. All right.
I'm still writing notes about the train. And I understand that you're willing to stand for administration chair. Question mark at the end of that.
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for this position? Oh, Jamin. Although what I didn't indicate was it was a thumbs up, thumbs down thing. Still find a job for you.
He could be an emperor.
You can work on the train.
Yeah. We've got Rotary and youth. Anne, will you stand as chair?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for the position of chair of the administration committee? Seeing none, Anne, we thank you for your continued role and ask you to share a bit of information about what it means to be the administration chair.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so administration, we want to ensure efficient club operations so the Rotary Club can provide services to the community and develop leaders for the club and the district. We also want to ensure that we always book very engaging speakers for our meetings. We all know that we can get some great speakers here and we all learn something from our speakers that come in. So it's one of the most favorite parts of the meeting when you've got a very engaging speaker. So
going to continue to ensure that we do, and we've got some great speakers booked for the next few weeks. So we will continue that throughout the year. So thank you. Okay, there's one other position that we did not get any nominations for at all, but I'm going to throw it out to the floor. Well, there's two positions actually. One is webmaster, but we're looking, and I think some of the committees are going to look to see if that can be incorporated into another committee rather than have a whole separate committee for webmaster. So that one is up in the air right
Sorry, I
now.
thought that position reported to admin, so.
Okay, but we haven't got a webmaster yet, so we have to figure that out. So we can talk offline about that.
that for you.
I know.
I have trouble answering myself.
And I would like to put my name forward as long as I have other support from admin out of this, because webmaster is not a role for any club that should be
Yeah.
done by one person, because it becomes stagnant and underappreciated. So if we had more people involved, like the stuff that Barb does, we're getting on Facebook, other content, as long as there's a flow of content and back and forth, the webmaster role is easy. It's just, it's that hunting for stuff that's hard. And so I'd be happy to work and try to get a chair,
Okay.
a co-chair.
Thank you. And the other position is, in order for succession planning, we really would like to have a president nominee. So, as you know, Susie is the president-elect for the 2024-25 Rotary year, and we would like somebody to put their name forward as president nominee for the following year, just for succession planning purposes. There's no pressure today to do that, but please think about it. And if anybody is interested, like Katie.
Actually, we forgot events.
Sorry.
We forgot to do. is
Oh,
events.
sorry, events. Yes, sorry, I forgot about events. It's our busiest group right now. But let us know. I mean, it doesn't have to be today, so people think about it. And sorry, Anne, I did miss events. So, Anne, are you willing to stand as events chair? Okay. Any other nominations for events chair? Okay, seeing none. And we thank you for continuing in that role. And if you would like to say something about the events committee, thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Events committee is a bunch of work. We get to plan and carry out Rotary events here in our town. Sometimes they're fundraisers and sometimes they're just fundraisers for the community. And so we try to partner with other groups in the community as much as possible for more help and to make it a wider expense and impact. And so this year we are planning 3 events. We have an event planned for August the 12th. It's going to be a community event for the LaCroix Bellevue area, sort of akin to the old family fun day that we used to have, but it's going to be different. And that's going August 12th. Then we have our harvest dinner. Some of you might remember we had a harvest dinner pre-COVID and then plan to do it every year and we're able to. So we're going to get that one going again. September 16th. And we had talked about in June having our 10th anniversary, which was 2 years ago. And we decided that we would combine it with the harvest dinner. So we're going to have a harvest dinner anniversary celebration and hopefully invite some of the members of the other Rotary clubs to come and support us and maybe have a silent auction and a live auction and a really nice event here at the library. That's September 16th. And then the other one is the gingerbread house contest that we brought back last year. We've done it once pre-COVID and then had to shut it down. So last year it was a great success. Lots of people here. It was a fundraiser, a good example of, I think the broke even. A lot of people came through, really enjoyed it. And we're going to bring that back. And that is the last Saturday of November the 25th. So that's our plan.
Thank you, Anne. Okay, in summary, thank you for everyone for going through this election process. I think we're in great shape for 23-24. Thank you, everybody.
one little thing about, and I'm sitting beside Janet, which is a coincidence, but she, because of the Learning Institute, the idea of having a president nominee in place is really important to a club.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't mean that you are going to suddenly be thrown in to be president and just have the training at North Bay and so on. It means that you have an opportunity to be mentored along the way. So if anybody's even thinking about it, it's really, really important. And sometimes the most successful presidents we have in Rotary in the district are because they sat as nominee in the year while they were learning and picking up tips and making notes and taking note of what's happening and what they like, what they'd like to change, what they think we can improve on, what we maybe should discard, or things like that go on through that process. So I really encourage, if anybody's interested at all, to be in the president nominee place, that it's a really good thing, healthy for the club. It's really good for the club to do that. So maybe just having said that, that came up in our conversation last evening with the assistant district governors, how important that succession line is. And I think it's really true, because you can do that on hands-on learning while you're just making notes. And if anybody's interested, speak to Anne, because it's truly important to the club.
I can add to that, actually, Barb. It's not just mentorship, it's also determining your path. You know, so right now, Debbie and I have chatted that we're going to start getting together on a more frequent basis, just to kind of talk about how we transition it. But eventually we would love to get, now that we have Susie, who's put her name forward, love to have her conversation, so that helps Debbie plan in towards year. And then if we have another person, it's like, instead of going veer like this, because complete change of direction, you can have a more linear path. It's better for the group to feel comfortable as I go. So it's a great way.
And one quick point. So just on a quick point. So Barb, thank you for your role, because we haven't mentioned that. We're very lucky to have a lady in our club who's assistant district governor, who's able to get information for us, get questions answered, and over the year, it's been a valuable role. It's
it's been 2 long years. It's not just been 1 year. It's been 2 long years. And 1 to go.
Was it? I thought it was a 4-year term.
Well, you thought wrong.
I thought you told me it was 4. Okay. All right.
No, that's an election term.
Okay.
That's a municipal candidate term. But no, it's a learning site, and I'm a lifelong learner. And so it is, if anybody asks you about it, it is a good job. And the pay isn't that great, but the job is good.
well, we're lucky, Barb, we're lucky to have you in that position.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, just to wrap up, because we do have other business to move forward to. Now, over the next few months, we ask the incoming chairs to connect with the outgoing chairs, engage with them and learn from them as you set up for success in your new role. And we wish you all the chairs, continued success. So thank you.
I just want to make a comment. Rotary Weekend is coming up on April 15th, 16th. It's actually 14th, 15th, 16th, but there's nothing happening on Friday night other than us. District stuff.
There's a foundation.
There's a foundation, yeah. There's a party the night before. But it's open to all members, where you will learn a lot about different things in Rotary, but also it will give you an opportunity to connect with other members from other clubs. And so you can go up for just the day if you want. Eleanor and I used to make that trek quite often over the years. But I'm actually doing 2 presentations on Club Runner and my Rotary and stuff like that. So by all means, make sure you get a chance to go, because it is a great learning and connecting opportunity.
And we get to see Grace.
Yes, you get to see Grace.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Anne, for your work today. It's excellent. Jeff and Jamie, I'd like to pass the floor to you.
Fundraising. We have a new idea. This booklet here is what we're looking to do. Looking to sell advertisements in these. So what Jamie tells us, we can do 72 spots, business card sizes, which are around $300 a piece. Or we can do quarter pages, half pages, but you make less money because there's less ads per page. The board gave us the okay to go ahead, but what we need is everybody in the club to step up, because we have to sell advertising spaces. So if we go ahead with this, we're going to draw up a map of areas, because I don't want to hit the same business twice. And we're going to have a sheet that's going to have all the information they're going to give us to put in this booklet. And it's going to be something that's going to be put on the shelf. All the people who are in Innisfil are going to get one. We're going to print what's 17,000. Yeah, so that's what we're going to print. And the cost factor for that is expensive. So what we have to do is sell the advertising spaces to make any money. And we're splitting that with Hardy and Company, which is Jamie and his wife. So we're looking for everybody on board with the club to go out and sell. Like, I mean, everybody, not just one or two people like we do when we sell tickets. Like, everybody's got to sell spots in this booklet, because there's a lot of businesses in Innisfil, which we can fill this book with no problem, as far as I'm concerned. But it just means they work. Just Jamie will put it together for us.
Oh, Sydney.
Or Sydney will put it together. All right.
It's a month.
So they'll put it together for us, but they're also going to be, and we're going to have some editorials maybe, but they'll print up their own editorials, and Jamie and Sydney will refine them to what we're going to be able to put in these things. Some of them, if we're going to get a restaurant, we may get one or two restaurants to put one of their famous recipes in there also. And then it's something that's going to be for the whole town. And we want restaurants or businesses to actually put a coupon in there, because that way people will keep. Otherwise, a lot of people will get them out of their mailboxes and just toss them in the garbage right away. We don't want that. And we also want to put a logo of the Rotary Club that this is our advertising thing. And if it goes over well this year, next year will be even better, because we'll be able to get more. And we have a few industries in Innisfil that we can go to. We got lots of businesses in Innisfil, like Cookstown, Lefroy, Guilford, Stroud. There's a lot of businesses, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of home businesses that may want to advertise if you know where they are. So we have to get on board, like everybody. Like, we can't just do it with, like I say, the 2 or 3 people that we had selling tickets in the past. Everybody's gonna be on board.
You mentioned a sheet that we'd be giving the businesses that are interested. Do you know when that'll be ready?
So I can have it ready right away, but I mean, if the next time we get together next Wednesday, I can have a number of kits ready. So I'll give you, like, if there's, half a dozen, whatever, I'll do binders, I'll come up with some talking points, examples of what the spreads might look like. Maybe mock up a fake one of these, who will cover on, who will sample spread of what some of the things are inside. But I need it ready, like, we need that right away, because the value for these, for most businesses, summer's the high season. Business owners think when it's busy during high season, I don't need to advertise. And when it's slow, I can't afford to advertise. The best time to advertise is most, right? So, but in the spring, us as readers, we're more apt to go check out a local cafe that has a patio, or we're open to new things, right? So I didn't want this out June, end of May, mid-June, well, in June for sure in their mailboxes. So that means sitting up, that's a solid month worth of time, 100 ads, and no one has all the information ready to go, and a lot of back and forth, and make it something that's got a little bit of editorial-esque content. It'll take some time. So she's got a month's worth of work. So if we work backwards, we basically have a month to 6 weeks down to get it done. So it'd be nice to have something today. Yeah, I want to do that.
We have, I have a contacts for some of the businesses here in Innisfil through BNI. So I can go and share that with, 20 people right at once. They're all businesses.
Yeah.
So if you have something that I know I can take with me to do that at that meeting, I can promote it there, as well as at the Economic Development Office, because I think you need to.
Right.
But we'll see how we can do that and get Innisfil's economic and Nottawasaga features. Will be another one.
Okay, so that's kind of foot on the ground. So we need commitment for.
So just from the cost of doing fundraising, we need a letter signed by the president.
Yeah.
We need a full write-up and also an invitation for anyone to show up at this meeting, what days we meet, just because it goes a long way for credibility. So we need something like a letter when we go door to door, because some people won't make that decision right away, or so we need one contact person that they can email or phone right away.
I can provide a blurb to you. If you want me to let me know how much space I've got.
Well, if it's a.
It's just one letter listing those prices,
Yeah.
like very precise, very
Yes.
business minded. I don't know if we still have,
On our
we used to
letterhead.
have Rotary letterhead.
We
When
do.
Judy and I used to go around to the businesses for lights and wishes.
I'll give you a whole package. So I'll just ask you for what I need as far as.
Yeah, just contact me directly. I'll get you everything you need.
80% of your sales will be in person and likely at the time of the business card. So the ABA map had 60 to 80 spots. I filled that in Alcona myself in 3 days. So if people are willing to go door to door knocking, and that was with the ABA.
Yeah.
And the ABA doesn't have anywhere near the trust factor that Rotary does. And if we are able to put also to mention that a portion of proceeds goes towards the Royal Victoria South Campus, then that adds some more legitimacy.
My
The
point,
biggest-
Jamie, was more that if we're also killing two birds with one stone, we're letting maybe some people are new business owners to that, and we're telling them that Rotary's here, you're more than welcome to come out.
And we can use
we're
that in the
open.
publication itself
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because we are still dealing with the issues sometimes that people don't know what Rotary is. It still happens. So I understand the credibility is there, but if a business is owned by somebody who doesn't know Rotary, it's not gonna help. So the more we are able to provide them a professional
Yeah, it doesn't
front
have to be
as.
long, but just even if they don't
Yeah.
do the book, I mean, we're still advertising that. we're there.
Okay.
They may
So,
help another.
But our big question is everybody in the club willing to go forward and actually go out and do the actual footwork to get the advertising?
So Jeff, before you answer that, I want to remind everybody, so I've been here 46 years. I deal with a lot of different places in town with a little business along the lake. I know everybody in this room knows people in business. So it would be good if those people would let Jeff know where they're going to get a warm welcome, where they're actually going to listen to us.
And what Judy and I did is we set up names of businesses and people contacted us that, like, Susie would say, oh, I know so-and-so, I'll deal with them. And then that made it easier on Judy and I that we didn't have to go to those places. So we made a list of businesses in Innisfil that we were, contacting.
Yeah.
I
And obviously-
prefer not to do a cold call, put it that way. I don't do a cold call,
If
I
you're-
prefer not.
If you're Rotary, you walk in any business in town.
I don't need to do cold calls because there's actually a hard number here. We're looking at, was it 87? What was the
Well,
actual
minimum.
amount of ads?
I would love to have problems that we have too many,
Exactly.
right?
But then the cost increases. We talked about that.
Yeah, but if they're all business card size ads, or majority of our business card size ads, they cost, it's still valuable to us. So, right,
But it's
we'll find some creative way, but, so,
And we're not doing Cookstown or anything, right?
we're doing anywhere.
Everywhere. That's all there is.
We should never ignore.
It's important. we
No,
can-
yeah, no, I.
It's important we did hit every,
But it's
Yeah.
whoever we can reach out and touch.
I was gonna say, if we got too many, then could we separate them or no?
not in a book like this. This is about the state. It's gonna be Innisfil. It's not gonna be Cookstown. It's not gonna be Stroud. It's gonna be Innisfil. So you can get business from Cookstown, Lefroy, Stroud, Alcona, all the little villages here. There's some businesses in Churchill. There's some businesses in Bellure. They might all want to be advertising something like this. So that's what we want to hit. We want to hit everybody in Innisfil, not just Alcona.
Do you want to do also south end of Barry kind of thing? Because
No.
we're so.
No, we
Well,
want-
let's stick with it,
No,
but
that's-
if we're short, just say, we only had 2 businesses in Lefroy, and Lefroy thinks, oh, they were going to like this. Well, next year we hit that first, like, you go with your best intention, but you only have so many resources, and people will get back to you so quick. But what we need today is, hey, yes, my name is first and last name, I'm gonna hit a bunch.
Yeah.
Give me the information that I can pull it together, give you a digital package for if you're.
Oh, Whitney's just gotta leave. That's all. Thanks,
I
Whitney.
just have a quick question, Jamie. Is there a sliding scale on advertising if they want like a half page or a full page?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna put that in your letter.
I'll have a full kit that will have a little template to show you what size they're working at, what the price is for each one. I'll have talking points for bullets for benefits, how many homes Innisfil will be mailing to. Yeah, details. It won't be, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm from, it won't be a written script like that, but there'll be a lot of benefit talking points.
Okay, I have ideas. Okay, thank you.
Also, can I say, Mr. President, we have several people who operate businesses in the very address that are Rotarians. They should really can be able to advertise.
They're Rotary, sure.
But they're very.
Area businesses that live in Innisfil. That's a.
If we fill with this Innisfil, then that's.
That means I wouldn't be able to advertise.
Okay, so how do we feel about
I
that? So
live in
the
Innisfil.
title of the publication is about town, so it's to make it, it's Innisfil about town. So we're gonna have it about focused on Innisfil. Now, the benefit to advertising there might not be as great, but does it hurt our publication or our reputation if we allow people from Barrie or the south end of Barrie?
If they're Rotarians, I say no.
Well, does it anyway? If they're
No, say
providing service.
Innisfil Rotarian.
If you service Innisfil, like my company will pay for a half-page ad
If you
or a
service-
full-page ad, but we service all of it.
Yeah. I think it's the type of business we're talking about here. Like if it's a brick and mortar restaurant or a barber shop or things like that, you would certainly want to focus on Innisfil. But if it's a full service provider, such as what Susie's talking about, what Janet's talking about, that actually deals with the larger geographical area, I don't see a limit.
And it's more the sheer, because the purpose of the fee system is funds, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So.
And to raise knowledge of other businesses in Innisfil. A lot of people don't know what is in Innisfil.
Yeah, I
There's
think-
been a lot of new people coming to town.
That's right.
Who don't know where everything is. So if we can put something like that out, maybe read through it a couple of times. And then they'll look at, and we've got front page and back page advertisements. And if you look at, I know myself, I got a catalog, I go through it, I throw it on the table, it's always the back cover that comes up. Because that's how you throw it down, right? So that's, as Jean and I were talking, the back cover is more valuable advertising space than saying the front cover.
So we're gonna sell this to the most expensive seats talking person.
Al, who do you know?
If we don't, valuable things like maybe a center spread or inside, outside, inside covers. You know, and I have to say, it's all Sharon Motors, but we could maybe offer to give us a library. I love libraries and plus they've been our hosts. They've been your hosts for years, right?
And we've got 4 libraries. Right?
I know we did that last time.
Yeah, well, you got your work cut out for you.
Okay, we're
Can I
close
just-
to
can I
time.
just
Yes,
ask,
Barb,
is it-
please.
Like, is this a committee, because committee of the whole generally works not well. So I'm wondering if there's a committee working on this.
Fundraising.
Fundraising.
Okay, so we just had a fundraising meeting.
I
Yes,
just
well,
want a commitment for
we-
the whole club.
we brought this up at the board and the board
Oh, I
as a
understand, I
whole
understand, I got
already
the
approved
concept.
it. So we just wanted to make sure that the club
We
doesn't
need
have
some-
an
yeah,
objection.
We're asking right now today for, you know, half a dozen people in this room to volunteer as salesmen.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm committed. I
Okay.
will not stop until I get 20 dollars a day.
Now, here's the one thing.
We're
This is the over success issue. We need somebody to coordinate as sales are coming in. Because if Teresa does her thing, and all of a sudden she's got like 100 clients, you got 100 clients, it's like, oh my God, we've got a dictionary. You know, we have to make sure. Yeah, so we have to keep somebody actually has to keep tabs, like, oh my God, we're overselling them, or we don't have enough restaurants.
Yeah. And that's
So-
what I'm gonna make those businesses, and we're not gonna hit business twice.
No.
That's one of the worst things you can do is hit business twice.
Right,
If you go in and I go in, like
Yep.
a couple days later, let's say you've already been here.
right.
You know, and the first thing I'm gonna say is no.
So make sure you have the tools so you can keep all this straight down to the kind of businesses, because if we,
Jeff,
it's
can you
imbalanced.
send an email out on Club Runner to everybody, asking them for the names of the individual companies that they are personally gonna go to, because we all have companies we
We all
deal with.
have people that we know, yeah.
And get them to email right away, and then, I'll try to get a list of all the businesses in Innisfil and, Innisfil, the map of Innisfil, not just Alcona, and put it together, and then we can.
Yeah, so everybody sends me their information, what they would like,
we
or
can-
where would they like to hit, that's fine, I'll put that down.
Yep.
And we'll figure
And
it
then the
out.
rest of
We'll
us
split it up.
won't touch it.
Yeah, we'll split the town up into several
Yeah.
sections, so.
So we have one person that's ready to do it?
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
is going to watch the emails, right?
We're gonna send you emails, Jeff,
Well-
just to respond to.
Yes.
No, I'm in.
Are you in for actually knocking on the door?
But Jeff, you're making the list
first of all people, and then we'll divvy it up, and then if there's anyone missing, then we'll.
Yeah, so if everybody has ideas of where they're gonna want to go, send them to me so we know where we're gonna go and then we'll split it up. Because if you know those businesses personally, they're gonna get to you quicker than it will.
Exactly, yeah. Well, all of us frequent restaurants or I see a hairdresser, or not me, but things like that. So make sure you approach them.
Okay,
That
so
personal
next
touch
week-
sells.
So for next week, I will have, say, 3 hard packages and digital files for one thing.
So we'll have everything together by Wednesday next week, so if everybody can, before the weekend, email Jeff.
Including
And
pricing.
then at next week's meeting, you'll decide, okay, we're starting gun, let's go.
And if you know a list of businesses, if you can just like first start your email telling Jeff what businesses you're personally gonna
You got
hit.
it.
And then if you know of other businesses that you don't wanna go to, but that you've used, but you don't for some reason wanna approach them yourself, can you still list those out just in case we miss somebody?
Or even a geographical
And
location,
then-
like Denny
and
said, you
then,
wanted to
yeah.
go Friday Harbor or something like
Do
that.
you and I can talk and maybe we can get
Just-
together, go through
just
those emails.
Just a suggestion, maybe this could carry on
Yeah.
after the meeting. with
Yeah,
people that-
yeah, we are tight on time.
Just so you know, we're 3, surely we can find 6 people.
Yeah,
that really
Jamie,
get it
we'll
done.
have a few people after the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we're out of time. I know Jenny already brought up about the
Cheryl,
thing in April, so is there anything else for the corner you really need to get out?
Yeah, the smart service.
Oh, yes. Really, sorry, folks, we're really tight on time. Janet just needs to mention about smart service is really important.
Yeah, so, anybody before 2018, if you have smart serve, you have until the end of June to get your recertification done. You need to go to the smart serve, I've got it here on the
Yeah.
website and redo it. If you don't do it, you cannot serve, you cannot stack beer cases, you can't do anything that has anything to do with alcohol or any other.
Yeah.
And the new certificate has to be renewed every 5 years.
Every 5 years,
Every
that's
five
right.
Email you, Jeff.
And it's up to you to go in and renew.
No, but.
But they'll send you
within the
reminders,
5
they do with
years,
your license.
Yeah, yeah, so just be careful of that, but if you do have it from 2018, like past, you need to get it done because they may not send you that, you might get lost in
Yeah,
your junk mail or something.
they probably
like
won't.
that.
The only thing you can do is drink it.
Yeah, okay. 50-50.
Last 3 numbers, 811.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. Oops. All right, thank you, everyone.
No, the tulips are being done for Foundation again this year.
Oh, great.
And also, big shout out to Joanne for all the food.
Yes. Thank you, Joanne.